Girl, not my baby. Oh Lord, not therapy.
I like this.
Ciao. Hi, this is Alana Black and you are watching my YouTube channel. Hey, hi, how are you? Today, in celebration of Black History Month, I will be recommending a movie today. So for the past 2 Sundays, I think, I've recommended movies that I think everyone should watch. Last week, I recommended The Women of Brewster Place. The week before that, I recommended A Cabinet in the Sky. If you haven't already, please watch those movies and also please subscribe to my channel. So, today, I have feelings about the movie that I am recommending for you guys to watch. The movie today is called Abby. Abby is a 1974 American Blaxploitation horror film about a woman who's possessed by an African sex spirit. The film stars Carol Speed as Abby, William H. Marshall as the father, and Terry Carter as the husband. And it was directed by a white man and written by another white man. So at first, I was like, I don't know if I want to recommend the movie. I don't know. You know, I just have a lot of feelings and I just need to express them, and I just need this to be out there. And because I don't have Instagram or any type of social media, I have to pour my feelings out in front of a camera. Okay, I'm gonna talk about why I wanted to watch this movie. First of all, I just want to say is that the effects the movie was giving me, they were giving me effects. And apparently it was like a $450,000 budget of the movie. Like, it wasn't that much money that they were putting in this movie. But I stand the effects. They were doing the girls, they were doing what they had to do with the effects. So I can only stand. It's this very 1970s feel. Oh, the music is just beautiful. I love music like boom chicka boom, like the bass. Like I stand that type of music. There's not a lot of Black movies about possession. We don't play about the devil, we don't play about demons, especially African Americans. Like, we don't do that. Like, that's not a thing for us. So I thought it was really fascinating that this movie was created and that there was actually a Black woman being possessed, and unthing heard of in Hollywood, let's just say. I thought it was like really interesting that it was based in 1974 when it was all these amazing Black movies and cinema being created. So I was like interested in watching the movie because of that, because I've never seen that type of movie. Even though, sidebar, there is this like crazy story about a Black family in Indianapolis that was possessed and that the house was haunted. Like, look that story up, like Black family that was possessed in Indianapolis. It's like, that story is insane. I definitely think that story should be made into a movie. I can totally see that family being made into a movie. I don't know if the family want to be a part of it because it was, you know, they black, but I think that's what would make it a really good movie. Anyway, I just want to get that out there. The story is really crazy. All that to say, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be, you know, a really interesting movie. And it was. So Abby, the main character, is a very wholesome, God-fearing. The girls go to church every day. You know, she's a good wife. She's loved to her husband. She's obedient. Mom, you know, really appreciate how God-fearing she is. It's just like a lot of it in the movie. They really let you know that this woman is very religious. Her husband is a minister and he is this amazing guy and everything like that. Basically what ends up happening is that the minister's father is kind of like a priest, high priest type man that goes to like different places and try to find things and dig things up that he shouldn't be digging up, look at different religious things. He's very inspired by African spirituality and everything like that, so he looks up things. So basically the father is just going somewhere in Africa, digging up things he wasn't wasn't supposed to dig up, and he ends up finding this type of thing or whatever that opens, and basically a demon comes out. The demon somehow from Africa show up at Abby's door. She becomes possessed. So throughout the movie, it is kind of the exodus where, you know, you see the progression of her being possessed and how it starts to manifest in her life and how things are incorporated. It's a really interesting situation because Abby is, like I said, very religious, and the way that they make the story throughout the movie, it's these two men trying to like control her. So there's like this one scene where she becomes possessed. I think it's like she starts to be more sexual. They're equating her being sexual as evil, which is like, what? It's just so interesting to see how like this woman being possessed is deemed bad, is deemed evil, like her expressing herself sexually. There's like her in a scene like when the spirit first comes, like she's kind of sexual in the shower by herself. The, you know, demon comes and it's like, girl, we having a party, what's up? Like in the shower by herself. And like there's a scene she has sex with her husband and she enjoys it, and it's like, oh, I love, you know, making love to my husband. And then it's like cut to the possession, you know, when she's possessed, the demon is like, girl, your sex is trash. Like the demon tells the husband to face like, yo, you not good in bed, my guy. Like, and the husband is like, bring back my wife. This is not my wife. And I don't know if it was Abby or the demon that said that. I mean, she could say like, oh well, the demon told me that your sex is bad. I didn't. But I feel like it might have been Abby. And the fact that that was like a problem in the movie, she was just telling the girls the truth. And then one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie is, you know, obviously this is kind of based like the Exodus. So, you know, she's having all these different thoughts. She's, you know, having these, you know, saying these things that she doesn't normally say. So they took her to the hospital. They gave all these different tests. The doctor was saying like nothing is physically wrong with her and she's fine. Nothing is wrong with her. And then the mom was like, I don't know what's wrong with her. So the doctor was like, well, something might not physically be wrong with her. I think we might have to recommend a psychologist. Girl, when I said the mom flipped the freak out, not my baby, oh Lord, not therapy. Not therapy. You want my baby to go there. Nothing is wrong with her. She is not mentally ill. Nothing is wrong with her. It's just prayer. All we have to do is pray. I did what I had to do. Her father wasn't in her life, and this is probably why the way she is. Like, it is a 1970s movie, but I feel like y'all still holding to these things to this day. This movie is based in the 1970s, and we still having that type of mentality about therapy. And I just thought it was so funny. Girl, she got pregnant by another man, you know, during marriage or something, the way she was flipping out about them suggesting she need to go to therapy. I just thought that was so funny to see, like, mom was not having that. I was like, oh my god, what am I watching? And it's just like throughout the movie she's being, you know, just sexual or just sexually free or just saying, you know, I don't like this, or you're being hypocritical. Because there was like a scene where an older lady comes and she telling her truth, like, girl, you're not even married, get out of here. And she was like, oh my god, this is not Abby. Like, no, Abby is just telling you girls what it is. I don't think nothing was wrong with possessed Abby. Like, possessed Abby just wanted to just be sexually free, and throughout the movie everyone is trying to tame her or, you know, fix her throughout the movie. And then it was just like, it escalated. It was like, oh well, you know, if we don't help her, she might die. I'm like, how did we get here? Like, all of a sudden now she's dying because she wants to be sexually free. Really interesting too is that the spirit is an African spirit, and the fact that it has to be taken out of her kind of is like a whole nother layer about this whole situation. Priest is very, you know, Christianity type thing. Her spirit being African is like wrong. And it's so crazy because it's like you see that, but then you see how the movie is, and it's just beautiful afros, just beautiful natural hair just throughout, all different spectrums of blackness in the movie. Like, and then it's just parts of it, it's like have this African spirit in her because she'll become sexually free and be opinionated, not go to church 7 days a week like she was going. I feel like the movie is still like relevant today in the sense that y'all be mad about Black women being sexually free themselves, not having to listen to men or have to cater to men. Like her just being unapologetically sexual for herself is like they were trying to oppress her. They were just like, yo, we don't want this. We don't want Abby to be sexually free. I mean, I guess it was like a layer to it because she was married. I can understand in some ways that they were like, well, you know, she's married, so she's being sexually free. You know, she's kind of cheating on her husband throughout the movie and things like that nature. But it's like, I don't know, like, is it just awakening girl? Like, maybe she was just a good girl throughout this whole time, and then, you know, all of a sudden she woke up and she was like, I just want to be me. Like, I just want to be sexual. I just want to do things. I just want to have sex with different men, and I just want to live life, you know? Like, she went to the club, she was having fun, drinking, cursing, and they just tried to make it seem like this was such a taboo thing or that she shouldn't be doing these things. And I liked it. And another layer to this is that the demon that was possessed by her was a male spirit, which I thought was really interesting. So Abby was just hitting on men the whole time. So is it a gay male spirit? Like, I just had so many feelings. I'm like, was the spirit gay? Was the spirit was male? And that in itself was like a whole nother layer because it's like, are they equivalently being sexually free as masculine and her demure and saving herself for her husband as feminine? I thought that was like really like interesting to me that the demon masculine or male. Like, the movie is her being possessed, but I feel like it could exemplify just the different things. Some people believe that possessions are real and everything like that, and some people don't, and you can kind of look at it both ways. It could just be a woman that is just being sexually liberated and they're just like, well, is she on drugs, or her father wasn't in her life, or all these things that they think, why is this woman being sexually free? Something has to be wrong with her if she is being this sexually free or being this, you know, suggestive or just doing these different things like masculine or males would do. She's just acting out, whatever. Or it could just be possession where it's just a physical thing that she's just possessed. I think it's just like really an interesting thing to see in both ways. Is it, you know, a possession, or this could be just a real life situation, you know what I mean? And then closer to the end of the movie, I don't necessarily want to give away the ending if you do see the movie, but it's one part where the demon is just spitting out things, you know, like blah blah blah, like all free flowing. The demon was just free flowing, you know, just saying anything. And then the demon was like, I should have free will. I was rooting for the demon. Like, I was kind of, they weren't making the demon really looking bad for me. I mean, the demon did do some things or whatever, but it's like, you know, the demon did maybe one or two things. I was like, girl, you didn't have to do that. But, you know, having free will or just being sexually free, I don't know. I didn't see anything bad with Abby when she was possessed. All the girls was just speaking facts, and the girls was just saying what needed to be said. Like, your sex is whack, you're not married, you got some mess with you, you got some real nerve, like, you know what I mean? I'm about to drink, I'm about to go to this club and have some fun and live my life. I feel like I would have hung out with possessed Abby more than, you know, saved Abby. Or even in the situation where, you know, it's the possession, obviously, like, the priest is gonna try to summon the demon out and everything, and just the language that the priest was like talking about, like, oh, you chose a weak body to be in. Yeah, it was like the language that they were talking about the woman. It's just like, I don't know, I felt like throughout the movie I was kind of rooting for the possessed demon too. With that scene, the spirit was about to spill the priest's tea. You know, he didn't spill the girl's tea. I felt like he should have, but they kind of cut it off because the spirit was about to tell the priest tea. but he didn't really go into detail. I was hoping that, you know, his spirit was going to tell us, hey, caught up insinuating, you know, the spirit is just saying, all y'all be wrong, all the girls be wrong, so what are you talking about? So all that to say, I was rooting for the Possessed Abby. I think Possessed Abby was very fun, and that's all I'm gonna say about this movie. Overall, I think I would be interested in a remake of this movie after me bashing this movie and then recommending it. No, but hear me out. I think it would be interesting to remake the movie. I also think, you know, it's not that many like horror movies that are black and that are well done. Okay, I feel like it could be something in an effect of like a Boondocks like remake where like they're making fun of this type of thing, like kind of like a spoof of Abby. Like I kind of see that type energy where not like actually taking it serious, you know, all these problematic things that is like, oh, suppress the black women. Sexual liberation, suppress it, like not that type of thing, but kind of, I don't know, like having like a mirror up to the black community. And I feel like Boondocks does a very good job at like showing us like these are issues that we have, but in a way that, you know, we can consume it, that black people can consume it, and oh, okay, kind of question it, well, not question it, but kind of receive it. Oh, okay, that makes sense, like type thing. And whoever don't get it, because I mean, that's inevitable. So I think it could be remade. I think there should be more movies. I mean, we don't play with the demons, you know. Maybe that's why this hasn't been really made, because, you know, black people don't play about the devil. So I can understand why it's been far and few movies made like this with black people being possessed or black women being possessed or anything like that. Yeah, so I watched this movie actually on YouTube. So there's this YouTube channel called ReelBlack. I love the name, like very play on words. I love it. So it's free, so you can watch it on YouTube. ReelBlack has a lot of different content, has speeches, have different movies. It has the movie Funny Valentine, which is one of my favorite Valentine movies, one of my favorite Loretta Devine movies on there for free. So if you guys want to watch the movie, you can just go on their channel. I'm going to put the link in my description box for you guys to watch the movie. You know, watch other movies, support another black YouTuber. So I definitely think you guys should watch the movie. Give me some like feedback about the movie. Am I tripping? Give me some feedback if you guys watch it and everything like that. There's so much room in the comments. There's so much space for you to express your feelings about it. You know, if you guys recommend or have seen any other possession movies where there's a black cast or anything like that, like Possession, like you can suggest them down here or whatever, because I can't really think of any movies where there are possessions and they're black. So get the fantasy. I love, you know, the 1970s music and the feel of it, just seeing just black being black. I appreciate it. So next Sunday I'm recommending another movie. Is that the last movie? Oh my god, that's the last movie I'm recommending. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, to my videos. I would really appreciate it. And also, thank you for watching. Bye.